Welcome back to the Gardening with Joe and Holly radio show. Check out those sponsors at our parent website, the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com. Under the Season 9 tab and the Money tab for coupon code availability. Time for your garden questions at Our Garden Answers. You got a question, send it on over to gardentalkradio@gmail.com. That's gardentalkradio@gmail.com. Or you can give us a ring-a-ding-ding on your mobile device, toll-free, coast-to-coast at 1-800-927-SHOW. That's 1-800-927-7469.
I have 4 raised beds that I only grow tomatoes in. This is the 3rd year of use. Are there any suggestions for anything to mix in the soil to help them? They originally were filled with bags of raised bed soil.
Compost.
Yeah.
There's the old wise tale. I guess, I don't know if it's a wise tale. We've grown tomatoes in the same spot for a number of years. The issue that you may have is if you start to develop a disease or a fungal disease in that particular area, and that's why you want to rotate your crops. If you bring in, you put bag soil there, let's say the beds are 8 inches tall. At some point, the beds are probably about 4 inches because it settles and it works in the soil. Bring in and top dress that with compost, 100% compost, nothing wrong with it, and you'll be fine. Just pay attention to your plants, make sure they have plenty of nutrients. And if you are beginning to see on a repetitive basis that this certain disease continues to happen, there's probably something in the soil that you need to get them out and move them to a different place. But there's really nothing wrong with planting tomatoes in the same bed as long as you feed the soil for the plants to have something to live off of.
Yeah, I agree. Adding compost would be good. You could add some sort of fertilizer, an organic tomato fertilizer type of thing.
Which I think we do regardless of how healthy our soil is. We always add a fertilizer.
Yeah.
An organic that's under a 10-10-10.
And I would do it. I would do that personally, because especially in raised beds, their nutrients can deplete a little bit.
And there's a certain level of leaching out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would definitely add at this point, I would add something.
All right.
Yeah.
I have some bulbing onions, but I'm not sure what kind. I see some flowers starting to form. Do I remove them? If it matters, I'm in zone 8. What should I do? So zone 8 would be a southern. They've grown this is a southern area. They're growing winter onions.
Flowering?
The onions are flowering. They're going to seed.
Okay. So, that's normal for them to flower because onions are biannual.
If they've planted the bulblets in the late fall and now they're wanting to harvest, you can harvest your bulb. Your bulb is going to have a green stalk going through it because it's going into a seed production rather than a growth cycle. And this is wherever you're at growing onions. If you go to the store and you buy the little bulb onions and you plant them, 90% of the time you're going to get onions that are going to go to seed because they're biannual. They're going to you're going to plant them and they're going to think that they're in their second year of growth, and they're going to put a seed pod on. It's going to reduce the bulb size, and it's going to shorten the shelf life because that green stalk is going through the bulb. Just harvest them. You're not going to get any more. You're actually going to get smaller bulbs because the energy is going to be sucked from the bulb and put into seed production. So that's why we encourage you to start it from seed, from the starts, or the live plants, or you can go to your local independent garden center, which will have the right variety of onions for your geographical area, and they'll be like a bundle of 50 for like $4, and plant them if you have issues with starting or you're not able to start seeds from indoors, and transplant them out. Also, if you have difficulty growing onions and you don't want to fuss with that, grow leeks. Leeks work very, very well for us, and we can grow them after we've learned how to grow the onions, bigger than broom handles. We've had some that's almost 2 inches across. And the leeks can be consumed. The whole thing can be eaten, not just the white portion like many people think.
I like leeks. So
and we grow American flag leeks, which is a very good heirloom. There's other ones that there. But if you're having difficulty growing onions, it could be the way like this person has started with the onion bulb, the little bulblet. Or you're growing a long day and a short day, or a short day and a long day, or a nutrient. And if you're not even familiar with what that terminology is, look it up. What type of onions grow best in northern climate, southern climate, central United States, and it will give you a chart, and then that will guide you in the type of onions in which you should be growing, because nobody teaches you this on the internet or in classes. And it used to be that the stores would sell all three varieties, short day, long day, neutral day, in a big basket, and you just, whatever you want. And now they have started labeling long day, short day, neutral day. So be aware of what you're growing and how you're growing it. Can I use seeds shown as a sale date that is past or expired?
You can. So unlike packaged food, seeds don't have an expiration date. It's just like a federal seed act requires the seed packets to have it packed for a year. And typically what happens is, so that shows how old the seeds are.
And they have to be sold that calendar, or by the end of that calendar year because of the government. Blah,
blah, blah.
Add your, whatever to that.
So anyway, seeds lose about 10% viability germination rate every year. So if you bought seeds this year, the next year, if you planted 10 seeds, one might not sprout. And then next year after that, if you planted 10 seeds, two might not sprout.
Well, example, we had celery seeds from 2013. None of them came up.
Right. Well, and also the larger the seed, the more likely it is to germinate. Correct. Because it has more girth, meat, I don't know, whatever to it.
Material inside
of it. Yeah. And all seeds have a seed coat, and then they have the inner part. So even if it's super, super tiny, they still have a seed coat in the inner part. So that could be why.